Stay Love Podcast is being brought to you today by F Your Feelings, the company where we don't give one F about how you feel.
Hi, you guys. Welcome to Stay Love Podcast. It's your girl, Lovely. I have no clue where my wonderful host, Callie, is. Y'all know how it goes. He might pop up on this box and we're going to run it for y'all. Um, if not, the show will not go on because I cannot do this thing that I do without my wonderful co-host. I do want to start the show off giving my condolences and prayers to Atlanta. I don't know if you guys heard about the shooting that took place today, but we do want to definitely take this time to give our prayers and acknowledge what's happening out there or what happened earlier today with the gunman. So we pray for the family of the guy, the person who lost their life, and for those who are wounded. Our prayers and our thoughts are with the city of Atlanta right now and those families in particular. So we cannot let this show start without letting that be known. Um, I do want to start with a couple of things before he gets here. Something that's definitely been on my mind. Um, so I don't know if you guys heard, and let me know if you did. Of course, comments always open. But recently, the lady, of course, y'all know how I do. This woman who plowed through the crowd and injured people during the protest, she only got 5 hours of community service. You know what it means to be wonderful and white, right? And someone posted this online, and basically he asked the question: did we feel as if her sentences was fair? Was it fair? Of course it wasn't fair. And of course I can get on my soapbox as I always do and tell you guys why it wasn't fair and how, of course, being black, we don't get the same rights as being white and things like that. But you've heard it all before, right? His next post was about a black guy who, of course, clickbait, and it says, black guy arrested, sentenced to 70 years in jail for spitting at police. Click on it. I read the article, read all the charges that the guy had. Looked like he was a convicted felon before. He did spit at the police, but he was also arrested for domestic violence. I don't know all the charges that he had. I also don't know his full prior history or things like that. Oh, welcome aboard.
Oh my gosh.
So no, look, I'm telling them about. Wait, I'm gonna get to y'all. Welcome, Callie.
Oh my God. I'm here.
But no, so this guy posts this as if, what I'm saying, is it right for him to get 70 years and this white woman gets 5 hours of community service? No, it is not right for her to get 5 hours of community service. But based on due charges and everything that dude did, it was absolutely right for him to get some time. Now, do I think he should have got 70 years? No. But I need black people. I need black people to stop equating apples and oranges. Apples do not equal oranges. Like, dude was guilty of a crime. He committed the crime, and just because she got off don't mean that nigga should have got off too. Like, right is right, wrong is wrong, and accountability is accountability. So let me fill you in, Callie.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, who went to jail and did what?
All right. So let me catch you up. So of course, her.
Uh-huh.
Did you tell this right?
Yeah, wait, whoa. So yeah. What was up with that? I seen that and I'm like, that had to be a lie.
No, it's not.
But didn't a lady die?
No, I think she just injured people.
I thought it was a lady that died, a white lady at that.
I thought she just injured people.
See, now I'm gonna have to look a little deeper because I swear somebody died, and that's why I was just like, I couldn't believe that even, like, yeah, no. But okay, all right, I'm filled in on that one.
All right. So do I think so? A black guy that I went to school with, he posts and he's like, Is this fair? And I'm like, no. Like he does a poll. Of course, the answer is no. It's not fair that she only got 5 hours of community service, right?
And no, you get
The next,
longer.
right. So the next post he has is this black guy. Matter of fact, I wonder if I can pull it up. Like the next post is this black guy, and it's the black guy, and it's clickbait. Basically, black guy gets 70. No, man gets 70 years for spitting at police. So it implies that he went to jail for 70 years for spitting at the police. Then you click it and you read it, and it's like he got arrested for domestic violence.
Okay.
He
And they
gets
just
in the
slapped
car.
on. They
No,
slapped on the
wait, no,
spitting
no,
ass.
no, no. He gets in the car and he acts an ass in the back of the police car. Like, dude did so much stuff. Now, do I
Yeah.
feel like he should have got 70 years? No. Was he
No.
convicted prior? Like, did he have a record prior? Yeah.
And wait, and who's to say that he didn't even get those 70 years from just that? Because he probably got more time added on while he was in there. If he was gonna act the ass, if you in the backseat of the car, you probably acting the ass when you in jail. So yeah, you getting some more time.
So I was just saying, I hate when black people want to do this social justice based on race without doing research. I need you to
Oh
do
yeah,
research
that's
when you
right.
like. I need you to do research when you post stuff like this. Like I'm okay with saying white people have it easier than us, and they do. Absolutely, positively do. That's the hill that I stand on. And y'all
And he
know
gonna
pro
die on
black.
it.
Look, fist in the background. Our whole logo is a fist. Like so, y'all know what it's hitting for, right?
Actually,
Oh,
I know you seen the Black Heritage flag, right?
run it,
You
run it.
never
Run what you have to
okay.
say.
So we a lot of black people don't know, but we as Black Americans do actually have a flag, and it's not the fist. It's a black and red flag, and in the middle there's a dagger
Yeah, no,
around
I know what you're talking.
wreath.
Right, but I think the fist more so came from
The
the whole
movements,
Black Power movement,
yeah.
like
But just
standing in
us as a people,
solidarity.
though, us as a people actually have a flag, and I find it like strange that nobody knows that or even had
I've
one.
seen it, especially if you're on TikTok. If you're on Black TikTok, you've definitely seen the flag.
Oh yeah, yeah, of course. You always got them. But I'm just saying that should just be something that's already like instilled and shown to us. And I feel like that's not.
Why would it be?
I don't know. It wasn't until I was older that I even knew anything about it.
Why would it be
And
taught
this
to us? Whose responsibility is it to teach it to us?
our black parents and
Oh,
grandparents.
okay.
But you know,
And I'm gonna say, I'm just saying, like,
I'm the hill I'm gonna die on is that the black older generation was more like Uncle Ruckus than Uncle Ruckus himself. And they hate the younger generation for some crazy reason.
cause
Like
y'all,
I'm gonna say, that's the hill I'm dying on. The older black generation hates us. I don't know why. Honestly, anytime I've ever had any type of issue
I don't
with,
disagree. That's the thing.
anytime I've ever had any type of progression, especially within work, it's always been an older black person that either tried to report me
Like
or
it's a
I want.
jealousy thing.
I don't know, and I always that's one thing that's always hurt me, especially I came from the banking world where that's where you met me. Now you see what type of people have been in there. You see what type of people go in there, especially in the city that won't be named, but you know where the main branch is at,
Yes,
where all of them go.
yes.
I never had no issues with nobody, but when I was where I was at, first issue I've ever had was an older black gentleman. He called on 3 separate occasions to find out what I'm trying to think of the exact words he said. What disciplinary actions were taken upon me? That he called 3 different times for that. The second time was an older black woman. She I don't even know why she was so angry. She was just angry with me. She was just mad. She told me I was stupid. I didn't know what I was doing. And I mean, You see me in my workplace. I
I had a blast with y'all. I'm not gonna lie, because
you know I knew what I was doing.
I said you and other lady, like I had a blast. Y'all know I used to come in. Hell, y'all got candles for me when I had my like the candle
Yep.
companies. Y'all got candles for free. I used to
Yep.
I had a blast with y'all.
Yeah, man. And it just seemed it just never failed. It's always been the older black generation that just seemed like they gave me the biggest gripe compared to everyone else.
So I'm gonna be honest. So you mentioned something that I want to touch on. So
It's done.
about the education part I asked you, and
Uh-huh.
recently I was talking to a guy that I'm dating, and he will definitely be a topic of discussion tonight. So, honey, if you're listening, because I
Oh,
gave you some
wait,
deleted
what you just say? If you wait,
honey,
who what listening? Say that one more time. I don't think we heard you.
if my friend is out there listening,
Oh no, you ain't call him your friend. You using pet names.
honey, if you're listening, baby, don't take
Oh, she
nothing
called you a
personal. It's
name.
all business. It's all business, nothing personal. So no, he and I were having a conversation about education, especially here, and a certain type of things that they're pushing education, and how now we want to push like trans education. Well, we push a lot of LGBTQ things in education, and
Mm-hmm.
how we're also not really pushing true history and things like that, right? Like we don't talk about stuff like that because when I was asking like whose job is it to teach certain things, it falls to that as well. Like, we're not, I'm okay with teaching same sex rights, right? In high school. Why? Because in high school, you learn about when laws were passed and civil rights and things like that. And that's all right. You learn that in high school. I'm okay with learning laws, but actually learning about the basis of things and same sex, I feel like that shouldn't be something that's pushed upon kids in elementary school ages, like telling them about being trans and things like that. I don't feel like that's something that you should teach your kids. Well, the school system should teach your kids. Whatever you teach your kids in your household, that's your house. I don't have control of nobody's house on my own. But I feel like whatever ideals and beliefs that you have, that shouldn't be taught in the school system.
I want to say I feel like the only reason why a lot of that stuff is brought up is more or less of a distraction. Like I'm with you on. I don't feel like it's something that needs to be taught. I don't even know why it's a subject in school because we're not even taught what we really need to be taught when we're in school.
Exactly.
Like if you ask anybody why do you go to school or why do children have to go to school? If you don't take your kids to school, you go to jail, right?
Please.
And basically they always give the same reason on, oh, you go to get a good education to get a good job,
It's so
yada yada yada. But why is it that okay, you forcing us to go to school all these years to get a good job, but the first time anybody sees a W-2 or know anything about taxes is when you get your first job? What was 1 through 12 all for if you're not preparing me for actual life?
Real life.
You want to talk about some random history stuff that really is not going to pertain to anything that we do that's going to better our country. We sitting around here not knowing how to fill out a W-2.
Wait, do you
Nobody.
not think history is
Nope.
important?
I do feel like it is important, but some parts of history, like I don't need to know about the Spanish what's it called, the conquistadors. I don't even know about them. I don't.
Do you know about okay, so
Like,
serious question. Do you know about the 13 colonies?
yes.
Okay.
Now, I feel like that type of stuff, how the nation was built, how it started and all that's important. You got to know where something started.
Well,
But
no, I asked you because I kid you not. I was on TikTok and the guy asked the chick, "Where are you from?" She said the 13 colonies. So I knew that she meant she was from the east, somewhere on the East Coast, because that's of course the
okay,
13
yeah.
colonies. Dude said, "Bro, why she gotta be so difficult?" He didn't know where the 13 colonies started. I was like, bro, that means she's
But
from
why?
some.
Like, no,
I'm
I
like,
know
bro,
what he.
that means she's somewhere on the East Coast.
But like,
And
why you just couldn't say that though?
no, I understand. No, but he didn't even know where the 13 colonies are. Like he had no clue. So I was
Yeah.
like, that means he's somewhere on the East Coast, bro. Like somewhere over there. And I said, I'm gonna be real. Certain parts, like some of the 13 colonies,
Hmm.
is the South, right?
Yeah.
Some of the South, I don't consider the South. And
Like
maybe
what you
because
don't
I'm
consider
deep,
South Florida?
Florida is Florida, bro.
Florida is the South.
Yeah, by default.
You by default, no.
Like,
Florida,
I'm gonna
Florida,
be honest. No, no,
Florida is
no.
the South.
I'm gonna
Florida
be
is
honest.
Florida is what
Nobody.
happens when you mix the South and cocaine. You get Florida.
You got a little bit more than cocaine over there.
You get Florida. It's Southern, it's redneck and coke.
No, don't get me wrong. I do consider Florida the South. Florida, Mississippi, Alabama. I don't even know if I really consider Arkansas the South for real. And they technically and they should be the South, but the Carolinas, exactly.
I don't. Okay, so Carolinas, I wouldn't consider them the South, but I would consider them Southern.
But exactly. Well, no, they somewhere in the middle.
No. You know what? I wouldn't even consider that. They just Confederate. That's it. They're Confederate.
Yeah, you know what? They're definitely the South will rise again.
Yes.
That's it. Virginia, the South will rise again, but they're not the South.
No, they're not.
Exactly. Hell, and then when you grow up and you learn this math in school, technically Texas does not fall in the South, and Texas is the South compared to some of these. Compared to the Carolinas, Texas is the damn South.
Texas is the South. I look at it. Well, that's more like what, Southwest. Yeah, Southwest.
Yeah.
Still South. It's
No,
just more.
I know
It's just a hint of West. So it's Cowboys.
well, hell, Texas is so damn big. Half of it's the West, because the rest of it's the damn
Texas
South.
is
Okay,
America.
half of it's
Texas
the
is
South.
America.
Fuck.
Like we lose Texas, like that's like losing a leg.
So look, earlier I sent you Oh, okay. So yeah, I was dating someone. Remember we have lucky number 3. Remember lucky number 3. Lucky
Yes.
number 3 is not looking so lucky. But I did meet someone, and my sister refers to him as Donald Glover.
Oh wow.
So remember I sent you that article?
Yes.
Donald Glover made a statement that he basically, in so many words, that black women will not date him because he was nerdy. So therefore he dates outside of the race. Honey, I really like you. Don't take it personal. This nigga made that same comment. And you know, I take shit like that to heart. Especially being like, look, y'all see my Batman shit in the background? Like, especially being the nerdy black woman that I am. Like, it bothered my soul that he said that. It definitely bothered my soul that he said that. And I'm going to be really, really honest. It's a culture shock to date a black man that has not dated um many women of color. It's really different. Um, and I look before you make faces. Do it as like you know if I'm saying this, it gotta be real. Do it as solid as fuck. He is really solid. He's really a great guy. And after really talking to him, like after really, really talking to him today, before I sent you that as a topic, and I told him it
Mhm.
will be a topic. Sitting down talking to him and him explaining it to me, it made more sense to me where he was coming from. But like I told him, I said it's the whole notion of being a black woman, especially a black nerdy woman, right? When black men say they date outside their race because we are whatever.
I look. I want to jump all over this because I don't feel like that's an excuse. That nerd shit is cap. I'm the biggest nerd you know. Not even an inch away from me.
But guess what?
Not even an inch away from me.
No, but guess what?
Like
No, Callie, you listening?
that's cap.
No,
I've never
Callie,
talked to nothing but
listen.
black women.
No,
So
no,
that
no,
nerd
no. You
shit
listening to me?
that's cap.
Callie,
No, I don't want to hear it. I don't
no,
want to
listen
hear
to
it.
me. This dude, if you meet him, he is like the
It just
definition.
translates to me. It just translates into you have no game. You have no game. You have no you don't have a personality. So just blame it on that. Don't blame it on because you a nerd. You don't have a personality. You don't have no game. You have no riz. You don't know how to talk to nobody. Cause
I felt
all my
like
friends are nerds.
I
And
felt like I felt like oh my god, I don't like this.
no, that's all. I'm the only reason why I'm so adamant about this is because I just had this conversation with my little brother, and it's like you can't compare because for one, you've never talked to a woman of color ever, and you want to say oh because you feel like oh you're always a nerd and such and such. You don't know because there are plenty of nerds out there who are black women. I've run a whole entire nerd page on Facebook with nothing. With it's about 85% black women on there. So what are you talking about? You just have no game.
But
You
how
don't
do you?
talk to anybody. You never tried to open up to even see what another person's interested in. You just seen a black woman was like, oh, she just like hood dudes, and that's it. Cause I've never talked to no one but.
But you know what? You know what? Okay, so I'm conflicted. Let me tell you, I'm conflicted because I definitely feel how you feel. I definitely feel like I don't like when black men say that they don't, they had to look other places because whatever. I can be
Make them
honest.
bad week.
No, no, I'm gonna be honest.
Make them look
Dating black,
bad week.
I have not dated any black men that's into nerdy shit that I'm into. I meet y'all, but like dating wise, I have never dated any that like any other stuff that I like. Like it has not felt like that. Like it has not. And don't get me wrong, he's really on some, he really be on some white people shit. Like with us white people consider some white people shit. And I ain't gonna lie, it's some of the most attractive qualities that I like. I like it. Like I like that he's so different and like it's for me because the environment that I grew up in, because
And
I know that that's not like that's what I'm used to, like versus like growing up in that's how I was. It's a breath of fresh air to experience that with someone. But when he told me that, I was like, no, the fact of the matter is the black girls you wanted didn't want you in return, so you gave up on us. And I was
he
like,
ain't
for
had no
me,
game.
not feel like no, I'm gonna be real. He gave up on us. He gave
That's
up
what I'm
on us.
saying because he didn't have any game. He gave up.
And don't get me
Because
wrong, with
I'm
me,
just coming, just a
it might
nerd
not even be.
myself.
I'm gonna be
Even the
honest.
shirt. Look at the shirt.
I'm not even gonna say
I got
no. I'm
nerds.
gonna be honest. It's not even the doesn't have game. I told him, I said, let's be real. You wouldn't have looked at me twice, so you wouldn't have talked to me twice. Some men have that where they want a certain type of woman and whatever the case may be.
I get that. I'm.
So I don't know. So my thing is, I won't say, oh, he don't have game, whatever, because
Uh,
me and dude, I'm a, as you can tell, I like dudes. I'm gonna ride for him a little bit, so I'm not gonna let you come at his top as hard as you're coming at his
no,
top.
I'm sorry. I'm not. You can give it up all you want to. At the end of the day, that's mad weak. I hate that nerd excuse. You just ain't have no riz. I've never. I'm not even trying to like blow my head up or nothing. I ain't trying to gas, but I've never really been like rejected like that. And even when they find out that I'm into all kind of nerdy stuff, they be like, "Oh, that's different." Just like how you were saying, that's qualities that they like. So it don't matter what type you like. If you had game, you would have got them, even if you're into that nerdy stuff. Like that's not an excuse. If you had it, if you had the game, if you had the riz, no matter who you want to go after, if you attractive enough, they got motherfuckers out here who baby daddies is crackheads. So you telling me because you a nerd, somebody would prefer to be with a crackhead? Stop it. That's weak. That's weak. That's weak.
He
And
like
this
I
is only
said.
coming from a nerd. I'm a nerd myself. And
So look,
I ain't
like I said, in his defense, I didn't say he don't date black women at all. Cause
I know what you're saying, but that whole nerd excuse, no, it's not. It's not even a good excuse because I just literally my whole squad, we is some nerds, and we ain't never crossed over, and it ain't never been hard for us to get with no black
I'm gonna
women.
be honest. I don't think I've ever met like no. He got us beat. And notice I said us. He got us beat. He got us beat. He definitely listen to me. And I didn't think I'll ever say this. Listen to me. This nigga got us beat, friend. Like
I
on the
don't.
nerd on the nerd spectrum, he got us beat. It's to the point. So I'm gonna tell y'all a little bit about Dude because I
Okay.
really do like. So and I'm gonna keep y'all posted on my journey with Dude because I really do like Dude. So Dude's not going anywhere for a while. So if you pop up as a guest, it is what it is, right?
even see my figures on my window. I'm not even done getting them.
Huh?
I said you can even see my figures on the window. I'm not even done getting them. I got some more to go.
So like, dude stayed in Vermont for a while, and it's funny because I have a coworker that was who I asked, a non-POC coworker, and I was like, "Have you ever dated a black girl?" And he was like, "No." I said, "Not even in college." She was like, "Lovely. I went to college in Vermont. That's the whitest state ever." So I go back to this coworker, and I was like, "I met a dude, and he stayed in Vermont." He's like, "You black?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he looks at me and I look at him and we just bust out laughing. I was like, yeah, that's how I felt too. I was like, yeah, it's a black dude that stayed in Vermont. So it tells you that he's a really, and like I said, dude is dope as hell. I cannot even, like, dude is really a vibe. But the whole Donald Glover, black girls wouldn't date me thing kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And I was like, not when you.
But even when Donald Glover said that himself, he even said growing up he was like awkward. So ain't nobody really gonna try to talk to you like talking about it. He probably was dating the funny looking awkward white chick that talk to the black dude, and then when he got older, that just translated into what he into now. It all stems from did you have a personality?
He's talking to me. So welcome to blackness, because
I'm gonna just say, me as a black nerd myself, I mean, I always did attract the opposites. So
I'm not gonna lie. For me, I feel like it's hard, especially being a female into certain things. I feel like for me it's hard. No, let me tell you why it's hard. Because I feel like boys should know. This is what I'm saying. Boys should know about Transformers, about comic books, like all the stuff that I'm into. I feel like boys should know about this. I believe in gender roles. Y'all heard me say this on the show. So boys grow up playing with fucking trucks. Why y'all don't know that the truck turned into Optimus Prime? Like, I'm just saying.
I mean,
like,
but
why y'all don't know this?
Who have you been talking to? That's who you've been talking to. Cause
no, but dudes I meet aren't into comics. Like, I'm not, Wolverine. Like, this is before the movies are big, right? And when people watch the movies, they expect the movies to be everything, all this other stuff. So no, it's hard out here dating, and people really don't know storylines. So you can say what you want to say. But I kind of feel to a certain extent where dude coming from. And honestly, and he's young. He's young like you. Well, no, he's a little bit older than you, right? So your generation, yeah, that's your generation, though. Your generation. My generation, none of this is cool. Aren't you in your mid-20s?
You know what I'm saying? I'm embarrassing. I got you your car. I am a nerd, lovely. I'm a nerd.
But you're what, 24?
I'm 30.
Oh, wait. I can give you young ages.
I am 30.
So look, your generation and my generation is still not the same. So but guess what? You are in a generation with him. So look, whatever he's saying.
This is Superman Forever with the holographic cover.
Wait,
Superman died.
I think my Superman. You have a Superman and Spider-Man. Let me take that down. Since we showing our comics, I do want to get this one.
Prove my point.
I'm just saying, but this is one of my favorites. Look, you see it? Since you pulling out our Superman, you see my Superman?
I'm just saying that's weak. That's all I'm saying.
Look.
It's not a good excuse. And
I don't think it's a good excuse either. I don't like the excuse that any black man use when they go to the others, and that's the reason that they
Yeah, it just come off as weak. I write it off as weak. There's nothing that you can say to me that's not weak. That's weak. This one actually ripped up, but this is my Spider-Man right here.
But guess what? I have more questions, because dating him opens up my world to a whole different world. So if a man dates a trans man, does that make him gay?
Yes.
And if a trans man dates a man, does that make her heterosexual?
No, it still makes them gay.
How?
Because they're not women.
It still has a vagina.
So
how?
Because that's a dude.
How?
Because
A penis makes. So are we talking? How is it a dude?
because it don't have two X chromosomes.
A trans man is a okay. So you know what a trans man is, right?
Yeah, somebody cut off their ding-a-ling.
No, a trans man is a woman who transitions to be a man. A trans woman is a woman. I mean, a
I'm
trans
not with
woman is
this.
a
I'm
man
not
who
with
wants
this
to be a woman.
2023 mumbo jumbo. That is a man.
No, you have it confused. Listen to me. Listen. So listen. So
I think you
trans. No,
confused.
no, 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 no. Do I have to? Do I really have to pull it up for you so you can see it? I
Wait,
don't
so
know
you
why
telling
you
me?
always make
So
me
you
have to
telling
prove
me a
myself.
trans man is a woman that's a man? Wait, what are you saying? A trans man is a woman that turned to a man, right? Okay.
A trans man, adult who was assigned female at birth,
And is
but
now
whose
a man.
gender identity is male.
Okay.
So I said, if a man, you, date
Uh-huh.
a trans man, an adult who was assigned female at birth, but whose gender identity is male,
Then
is that are you gay?
that's straight up gay.
What makes you gay?
It's straight up gay. It's not just gay, it's straight up gay.
Why is it gay?
Because the girl wants to be a man, but you're not a man because you're still a girl, even though you look like a girl. So in public, you might look gay, but at the end of the day, you're really straight. So it's just straight gay.
I'm saying, at the end of the day, you still crack the cheeks, right? At the end of the day,
Yeah,
you still
so you
crack.
know. But I mean, I feel like if in that point, in that instance, that's just doing it to look gay, but not be gay. That makes sense.
And then, so,
I
no,
hate this world that we live in, man. This is too much.
no. So, guess what? That was a serious question. That was a serious question
Oh.
because that happened. That happened.
Mm-hmm. I
That
know. Did you see the one that switched where it had like the stud chick and then like the real like transgender dude?
So, I think I really want to bring someone on the show that can explain this better.
Mm-hmm.
Because stop making me laugh. I want to
I'm
bring someone on
sorry.
the
I'm sorry.
show
I'm sorry.
to explain this better, right? Because when we talk about LGBTQ, right,
All them alphabet.
we just always assume that if you're trans, you're also lesbian and gay. Because we kind of group everything together, right?
So they have trans lesbians. So they have dudes that turn to girls just to get with girls.
You still have some like you have Kyle. Wait, what's his name? Bruce Jenner, right? Bruce Jenner changed over. You have some that's like Bruce Jenner and still sleep with women.
I thought he. I thought he had a boyfriend.
No, I'm just saying. I'm using him as an example because he's a
Oh, okay.
trans woman. So you
Yeah,
have trans women that
I'm
still
saying
sleep with
that's a
women.
trans lesbian. That's
I'm
what
pretty
that
sure.
is.
But guess what? That's not a term.
Why it's not?
I'm gonna Google it. You always have
Google
to.
it. That's what
I
it
feel like
is.
every
It's a
episode.
man that turned to a woman that still dates women, so he's a trans lesbian. I'm so confused.
Oh wait, trans lesbian. Wait.
I got tears, yo. This is wild. It's like, bro, why did you change? You just could have just kept doing what you were doing.
Oh no, so
And
there's.
the only reason why I know that is because of that show Sense8. It's a good show.
Oh, I really like that show. I really like that show. I
Yeah,
might watch it tonight.
dang, what was her name?
The couple.
Yeah, the black one and the white.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like it.
and she used to be a dude.
Yeah, and still dated a woman.
Yup,
Yeah.
Nomi. Her name was Nomi or something.
But so that's the thing. So when we talk about the community, like, because I don't want to be disrespectful, but when we talk about the community and we talk about changing pronouns, I think we automatically assume that changing pronouns also means changing who you're attracted to, and that's not how that really works.
I think that's why they start throwing in them days, because they're like, this is gonna be confusing, so I'm gonna be a them in the
But the
day.
them days confuse me because it just makes me feel like you have multiple personalities.
I know, and I honestly, that's something else. Like, I feel like people should start getting like evaluated when they get into that, because that sounds like schizophrenia. And when you start feeling like you're more than one person, normally they put you on medicine and watch you, not say, "Oh, okay, yeah, you're a man and a woman," and this and that. Like, so like at a certain point, like that's a mind thing.
I'm
Like,
trying not to answer you. I'm trying
but
not.
am I wrong though? Am I lying?
No, you're not. You absolutely
That's why I
fine.
feel like, a lot of this, like some people they might feel like that. Okay, cool. But first I do feel like you need to get checked out to make sure you ain't out here, just really losing it. Because they have a lot of people who go through those transitions, and then later on when they finally get help and they finally figure out like, yo, I was wrong, but I was young as hell, and now it's like
So,
they regretting it.
so that's not what that is. So, can you please explain to us what it is? We can add you to the live if you want to be a
Please
guest.
explain it, but I feel like once you
I
start,
can invite you to the screen if you want to tell us what it is with the them and days. But I thought the them and days are non-binary. So exactly what's the them and days? You can put it in the comments or you can get on screen and tell us. It's up to you.
my painting fell and I need to put it back up. That's why I got it cornered like this.
But I think non-binary is
They don't think they're.
okay. I'm really trying to, because I want to be respectful, and there's some stuff that I'm gonna announce on the show later on as I start my journey with a couple of things.
You about to start your journey.
Yeah.
It's all. I was about to say that. I also feel like that too because of the gender roles. So they just some dudes out there that want to get out of mowing grass.
But it's women as
I
well.
like that though. That's but
We're right.
no, I get it. It's people. It's for people like you, Lovely, who like to push gender roles. You said you believe in that,
And do.
and see that's
And
why.
do.
All again.
Boys play with cars. Boys are not princesses. Like, I'm just I'm not, no, I'm like, in all seriousness, wait. It's like they don't want to be called he or she because it's an attempt to fight against gender norms. But my thing is, I'm gonna be honest. I don't feel like there's no in our society now. There's no real.
It's still weird, but it's not like schizophrenia. See, I'm not talking to when it comes to the schizophrenia part. I'm talking more or less of like the trans people, or like the people who feel like they need to transition because their main fight, their main argument is, oh, I always felt like a different person. I always felt like a different person. I always felt like this, and it's like, okay, that's understandable. Some people they really might be like that, or do we need to get you checked? And there's a lot of people who transitioned over time, and when they gotten older, they're like, I made a huge mistake. I shouldn't have done that. Like it's numerous reports of them, and even some that are going back and suing their doctors for even doing the transition when they knew that they were too young, and in their mind it wasn't ready.
So my neighbor, her daughter has transitioned, and she's not even out of high school yet.
See,
And I
yeah,
feel like you need
you
to
don't know who you are yet.
right. I feel like you need to be an adult when you transition. Same thing with Gabrielle Union.
See,
That's
and I
that's
feel
called.
like body dysmorphia is about the same as schizophrenia when you feel
Yeah,
like
but my thing is body dysmorphia is also on the what I can't think of the book. You also need it's the mental illness.
yeah.
All that is mental illness.
Shoot, I was
So
thing what's the lady Frankie and something. She had a whole nother, almost another split personality where she thought she was a white woman and she was black. Like I don't know. I know when you're dealing with the mind, it gets a little complicated and stuff get jaded and shaded. So
I
I
just
get.
feel like when somebody said that though, somebody was talking about like when I tell you I think I'm 3 or 4 different other people, I should get locked up. But if I tell you I'm a different gender, then all of a sudden I'm okay. But back in so my thing is, and I agree, PC culture normalized it. And honestly, based on what we're saying, a lot of things that we're saying, people are like, oh, you're transphobic and so forth and so on. Based on your viewpoint of saying that, why would I need to be mentally evaluated before I do anything and so forth and so on. But I think it's more so, I want you to be sure that whatever you're doing is something that you really want to do. You can't call
But
people sick anymore.
another reason why too, I feel like it's getting pushed so much is because do you not understand how much these doctors are making off these surgeries? Like that's the name of the game. At the end of the day, no matter what it is, no matter what we're talking about, the bottom line is money. And you got these PC parents trying to adhere by and listen to their child who basically following the trend at this point. Like you don't even know who you are. You're not even out of high school. You ain't paid a bill yet. And these people are making tens of thousands off of it.
My thing is, I don't think you should suppress who your child is, right?
No, not at all.
I believe that when you get old enough, you do whatever you want to do. But if I gotta pay for it, I'm not like it's whatever. But I'm not gonna take you to a doctor to get no body parts changed to do whatever, and then you in therapy 20 years from now and blaming me. Fuck, you gonna blame me for whatever happened anyway?
I mean,
fuck you and your journey.
Do you remember how crazy?
What it is?
Do you remember how crazy it was for a parent to let their child get a tattoo back in when they was in high school? Now they getting their things chopped off. Like, come on now. You gotta make it make sense.
You know what's crazy? Children. We see a whole bunch of stuff on this show, but you said to yourself when you say they getting their things chopped off.
I know, because I don't want. I'm trying not to get. First off.
Oh, look! If you are streaming to Twitter and YouTube, okay, you can say, "Well, hell, the things I've seen on Twitter."
Right.
You can definitely say some words on Twitter, but yeah, I feel like people are free to be whoever they are.
Most definitely.
But I just feel like when you're a child, and that's a conversation, like I said, he and I had when we were talking about this and transitioning things like this. When you're a child, you should be allowed to learn who you are before you make permanent decisions and permanent choices when it comes to your body.
That's
I don't allow my kids to get tattoos until, like, my son is 18. I'm taking him to get his ear pierced at 18. I'm taking him.
How does it pierce yet?
Nope. Guess what? I'm taking him to get his tattoo at 19. You know why? Whatever you get and do to your body that's permanent, or putting a hole in your body, whatever the case may be, I want you to know this is something that you want. Like, I believe in tattoos. Mm-hmm. I believe in sexual freedom. I believe in piercings. I believe in all of these things. But whatever you do, like, where my tattoos at? Y'all know I have tattoos.
Do you see this? Do you see this?
I have tattoos.
Come on.
But whatever you do, I need you to be conscious of what you do. A lot of parents now don't believe in making sure
they be free.
The well-being for your child. Like, I don't care what society says. Mm-hmm. Like, society constantly changes. So, when I'm dead and gone, and society keeps going in in years, who knows what's going to be the next fad? It might be, if you. I'm just saying it might revert back to Bible times, because time usually repeats itself. Mm-hmm. So it might revert back to, if you're not holy, you're supposed to be holy, then you're condemned to hell, and then that'll be the new trend. So I don't see that based on what society says. I can't, and I'm sure not going to let the school system be controlled. Like, I can control that. Like, I can control certain things they have said, but I don't want my child being 3, 4, 5 or K through 6 learning about transgender and how they can transition and so forth and so on. No, because hell, you don't even hit puberty until middle school.
Right, but but you
get to know that you're really a boy.
They want to talk about that, but they don't want to talk about how do you do your taxes. How do you fill out W-2?
First of all, let's look what city we in. You talking about taxes? That's don't know how to add.
No, that's not even a city thing.
No, I'm just saying.
No school curriculum does that.
No, that's what I mean. Our kids don't even know how to add properly.
A lot of states
But you talking about taxes? They can't
A
act.
lot of states don't. But at the end of the day, you know who sets up what our children are supposed to be taught in school? The government.
Yep.
So to me, that's a full circle of a lose-lose. You literally are helping me lose because you're not telling them you telling them you got to go to school so we can have successful people to run the country still, but you're not teaching us what we need to
Yep.
know.
But let's just be honest. The government is slowly failing, and I'm gonna be honest. If the
Slowly,
government,
it's been failing.
no, this is what I mean. If the government is in the hands of some of these people walking around here,
They don't
that
even have a health. They don't even have a healthcare, mental health care centers nowhere near. Well, you see all them crazy people underneath the bridge talking to themselves, yelling at themselves. Like, what happened to the white van coming to pick them up and put them in somewhere? Like, why are they out there still?
So one of our viewers, and shout outs to her, and I had to give her a shout out. She does a lot of outreach. She does healthcare for the homeless for the city. She goes to events, she gives things out to the community, and she is very solid. The city have things in place, but it's only so much a city can do. There's only so much she can do. So shouts to her. But then she has the event. She has a women's event coming up that I will post on our page. I'm gonna get the flyer from her. I will post it on our page for people to be on the lookout. But certain people do have a heart for the city. The city don't have a heart for the city, I feel like.
Oh yeah, no.
Um and people have to care about what we do. People got to care about people, and we live in a society where we're full of entitled people and nobody cares about people at all. So that's what it is. So it's going to constantly fail when nobody really gives a damn. When we talk about things changing on the for the good, we don't. Most people only see parts and pieces, and nobody see the whole picture. And we need people that actually looks at the whole picture of how can we get everything going. When I talked to the guy that I'm currently dating, and
Mm-mm.
I
Mr.
said that I'm
Don't call
when
me
and
honey.
he said that I'm pro-black, I had to make sure to mention that being pro-black doesn't mean that I'm anti any other race, but it's about being progressive in our race first to
Oh
look
yeah.
at the whole picture of how can we get to where we need to be.
And that's what a lot of people get messed up too. When people hear people say that they pro black, they always feel like they're anti everything else. And it's not that, but just best believe if I see us first, I'm going there first.
And every race is pro them.
Yeah.
Every race is pro them
It's
except
just
us.
we get shitted on for being pro us.
Let's be honest. Every race is pro them except us. On their best day, they're gonna take the worst one of them before they take one of us.
Okay.
It's so silly.
My nerd box was just sitting right here at the closet and I'm like, let me just you know.
Look, I'm looking at the time. So dating update. Since so we no longer need to do the Tinder thing. I don't want to do it.
You don't want to do the Tinder thing?
No. Um. So lucky number. I do still talk to lucky number three.
He must
Luck-
watch it on Tinder.
huh?
I mean, he must. I meant to say he must watch it on Twitter.
No. Lucky number three knows about new guy.
Oh, he knows about Honey.
Yes, Honey knows about lucky number three. Y'all know. I love you. Don't
Sunday,
lie to
Sunday,
nobody.
Sunday. See Honey. C3 in the ring of death.
Well,
Fighting for
no. So
love is love. Let's go.
my main focus is new guy. I'm really
Oh,
feeling
you
new
on
guy.
the back burner 3.
And
Will
three
3
was my
come back
favorite.
and
That,
fight for
three
his
was
position?
look, three was my favorite. But
Look, I'm making this make me feel like Dragon Ball Z. Next time on Lovely's Life, will 3 come back and get his position as the main man, or will Honey come along and take the whole thing? Find out next Wednesday.
you know what? He didn't have a nickname. Honey, that's your nickname.
Yeah, it's Honey now. You shouldn't have said Honey. That's it.
I didn't mean it like that though. I was just like, honey, look,
Honey.
don't take it personal. So lucky number three and honey, yes. But
She
lucky
calls
number
him Honey.
three,
He's all over her biscuits. That was a dope DBZ, but thank you. That's how you know I watch that too much.
No, but to keep y'all posted, so I don't need to do the whole does Lovely find love? Because Lovely has
She almost said it. She
someone.
almost said it.
So no, Lovely has someone that she likes deeply.
Uh-huh.
No, it's brand new. It's very brand new.
She say it's puppy love.
Oh no.
Full grown.
Guess what? It ain't love yet. We haven't even touched yet.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nobody look none of this yet.
That's okay. What that mean? That's how
Oh
you
no.
feel. If you feeling like that, you ain't even got that far.
Don't do that. Don't do that. You know, that's the seal the deal. Like
Look,
because you know how
you don't have
no, let's be real.
the deal.
No, let's be real. Say you feeling somebody a lot, and then that happens and it's trash.
I usually give them 3 tries and they out.
3?
Depending on how trash it is, because you know some people be nervous and stuff. So you know the second time usually be like the good moderate time, and then the third time be like the best time. But if it's trash the first time and it gets better the second time, now if it don't get better the second time, it's a little longer of a wait for the third time if the third time comes.
So I'll say this: the difference is with I don't know. So with lucky number 3, it's real peaceful. It's real chill. But that chemistry there is kind of non-existent, right? So with Honey, I'm not gonna say it's real chill. Like he's always energetic. It's always like he's just as random as I am. Sometimes we talk about a whole bunch of nothing. Sometimes we have really deep conversations. Sometimes I'm just able to lay with him and just be with him, and it's just like a really good vibe. But that tension, that wanting it, like take it, like that shit is there.
You know, I almost forgot. Whatever happened to Moon Knight? You ever push the P?
Oh, so I'm pretty sure Honey is watching this. Because I always look. Let me tell you why. Because I talked to him about. I never told him about Moon Knight. Oh, bro, I hate you. I did not do that to Moon Knight. I should have.
I'm just gonna grab a sensu bean.
I should have. Oh my god, I should have.
Oh, I'm out of sensu beans.
Are we allowed to say what I was gonna do to Moon Knight?
I don't know. That's why I just said push the P.
So basically, bending over, busted open. But they said bend him over, busted open.
She was about to get some bussy.
Well, no, he said that wasn't allowed to bend him over though. He said I was able to do it. So I guess he gonna lay on his back and let me do it.
Oh God, I don't know. I'm over it. I should have never brought it up.
I think he was gonna lay on his back and let me do it to him.
Oh God.
I did not do it.
Okay, Skip.
There your ass go with the Uno card. You're right.
Oh God. Look. I should have pulled out a Yu-Gi-Oh card and be like, you activated my trap card. Stop it. Cut it out. This thing is away.
That's still on my bucket list.
Oh God.
Honey said, don't nobody play with him like that.
That's too funny, dog. That was too funny.
I'm just saying. I was like, Honey was out here dating non-POCs. You know, they be into
Oh yeah, they probably thought of it. That's why he said, hell no, you ain't playing with it. I know they brought it. One of them brought it to him before.
And guess what? And that dude said, nope, not him.
Mm-hmm. That's probably why Moon Knight was like that, because you can tell that was his favorite cup of tea.
No, he only dated black girls.
Oh, wow.
And you know what? I'm glad you said that, because Moon Knight.
Nerdy as hell.
He would have been a one to date a white girl.
Yep.
He would have been a one.
But you see that man. But you see that man wasn't scared to shoot his shot. He wasn't scared to talk.
He would have been the one.
Exactly. That's why I said I don't. That nerds, man. That is all cap. I hate hearing that. That just means you weak. And just say that. Like, don't blame it on nobody else. You just weak, bro.
He not weak. Just say that
you ain't got the gift.
Yeah, weak game, but he not weak.
Game. That's weak. You ain't a man. If you was a dude, no, I'm talking about you. If you was a dude and you hung out with a bunch of your homeboys and they was like, go holler at such and such to get her number and you can't go pull, you scared you can't go holler, you weak. You weak. They about to be like, man, now whenever it's time to go somewhere, you're not even invited no more because you about to be the odd man out. Everybody gonna have somebody, but you scared to talk.
I don't know how that goes.
I know you
don't know how to go.
You ain't had to go. Bro.
I did not say that he never dated any black girls. He has dated black girls.
I'm just saying when you use that excuse,
let me defend him because that's not how that went. He has, but he's dated more non-POCs than he's dated us.
All I'm saying is when you use that excuse, that's what it sounds like to me. Now, if you can just say that's your preference, just say that's your preference.
That's apparent.
Because I know some black men that ain't never dated a black woman at all, and they just like, oh, it's because they don't like me because I'm nerdy or they be mean. And it's like, have you ever dated one? Have you ever talked to one? No, you just going off of what? What are you going off of?
But you know what? And that's up there too. You know what? So I was thinking about how pro-black we are, right? Mm-hmm. And I think you and I on the show so many times we talk about how we're pro-black and how in certain aspects of who we are, we weren't really accepted in the community. But certain aspects, right? Overall, at the end of the day, I say this proudly, I'm a nigga.
Period. Oh, going through.
At the end of the day.
I'm an awkward black.
No, I'm just saying, but some people don't have that. At the end of the day, they still get treated like a nigga. Some people don't. And depending on where you grew up at, you definitely don't have that. So I was like, can you be pro-black if your black community never accepts you for the black person that you are? And I'm not even speaking to him. I'm just saying in general.
And I feel like you have to find your black people because everybody ain't for everybody. Like, I can honestly say when I was growing up, when I was in school, when I went to school, because, I'm from California, but I went to school in Mississippi too. I wasn't as cool with people in Mississippi like I was with people in California. Because it's just different types of people. And now later on in Mississippi, I did find my group. I did find my friend group. And we've been locked in ever since. They ain't going nowhere.
I'm gonna be honest. I feel like he would fit in with you. Like if you met him,
probably.
Yeah. He would. He gives me the same California vibes. Like when I meet certain people, like I'm like he'll fit in with them. He'll fit in with that. Like certain vibes, yeah. But like some people, I'm like I know he ain't gonna fit in. Without a doubt in my mind, like this ain't the crowd. Because not all black people are accepting of the diversity of who we are. Like I don't know why we like this.
I say this all the time, especially to my homeboys. I hang out with black people. I don't like niggas. Like I prefer my black people. I don't want to be around niggas. Niggas will never do nothing different. Niggas are the ones who always be like, oh, that's some white people shit. When literally it's ours. Everything is ours. I don't know what you're talking about. Because anything we do, we excel at it. Every sport that we in, we kill it. Everything that we do, we kill it. Anything
everything white people have, they done took from us.
It's all ours. So what are you talking about? That's why I can't stand when they be like, oh, that's some white people shit. I was like, well,
don't get me wrong. No. When I met him, I was like, he's one of the whitest black boys I've ever met.
Somebody tried to give me that rep, and I was just like, I'm not even that. I'm just me. I'd rather do what I want to do versus what people think I should do. Because now when you say stuff like that, then that means you have to adhere by all of the stereotypes.
I agree.
So that's why
I agree. Oh, Callie went out. Well, I say, he went out. No, but I agree.
Somebody called me.
So my thing is, I agree, and don't get me wrong. I'm gonna be real. Some shit is white people shit.
Oh yeah, like if you hear a noise in the woods at night,
We are not
and you
walking
talking
towards
about
it.
some let's go see what that is.
That's white
That's
people shit.
type of shit. That you can go by. Nah, we good. No,
But
you know
no,
what I'm
like with
saying.
him, like I said, like I don't know.
When they
Eh,
had
eh,
that
you look,
weird trend
we
where
have
people were
never
eating
had an episode.
mouth.
Look, we have never had an episode where I really ran about a dude. So hey,
All right, honey.
you
You
so
go,
petty.
honey.
No, but I was like, that's why I texted you that earlier. I was like, because it's really a culture shock for me to date somebody that's so different, who is of the same race, who like at some point when we were talking, I was like, oh, am I
And
gonna keep talking to him? Because we have cultural differences and we often don't talk about the cultural differences within our own culture.
you know what? I feel like if more black men will actually know that that is actually an allure, like black women like that. They like that more because that hood nigga shit is lame. Like that's been out the door. That's been out the door. Like I can't tell you how many supposedly hood nigga girlfriends was so snatchable and it was easy.
So
Like
snatchable. Oh,
so easy. We sitting at my house right now eating chicken and watching Gundam. Like while you supposedly on the block shooting some dice and hanging out with your boys on some sus shit.
but you know what?
So
I've never. Oh, I just
I'm just saying it's
I
it's
understand.
easy.
Like I can't do the hood though. Like, and I'm gonna be honest. I think by default, being down here, you end up with hood dudes. Like by
They're
default.
not even hood. They think they're hood. They really not.
You know, no,
They
I've
just.
definitely no. Listen to me. I've definitely dealt with the. Listen, no. If you knew my resume, and I'm gonna leave it at that because I don't want to say too much on camera. But yeah, looking at the time, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Looking at the time, you already know it's 1 o'clock. Shout out to our faithful viewers who always, tune in. I'm gonna do words of wisdom because I don't know what Kelly be coming up with his words of wisdom.
I'll be reading the book of Confucius.
That nigga lying.
That's it.
So you know what? You probably do read the book of Confucius, but but that's not where you get your words from.
I do. It's just be little passages and sayings that come from the book, and I just kind of mix it up myself because I can't spit it word from word.
All right, so this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do the words of wisdom, right? And you are gonna do the outro and the Dragon Ball Z voice. Because since you started
Look
it,
like I can do it.
you gotta do it again, and you're gonna do the outro with the Dragon Ball Z voice about until they see us next time. Like you gotta do it the same
I
way. You
got it.
gotta.
Oh, I got it. I got it. I know what
All
I'm gonna
right,
say.
look, I ain't gonna tell you what to say. You gotta come off the
I
top
got it
of the
already.
dome.
I got it already.
All right. So words of wisdom. Be you. That's the simple. Like if y'all didn't learn nothing else from our episode, love yourself, love who you are, and be you. Do it, green face smile.
Next time on Say Love Podcast, will Lovely still be talking to Mr. Honey? Will 3 ever get back in the picture? Join us while we talk about things uncomfortable, but we make it comfortable to say on Say Love Podcast. Oh, what is this?
You know what, y'all? You know what? I'm gonna get that as a sound clip. I'm gonna get as we make things. We talk about things uncomfortable. We make them comfortable to see. Until next time, you guys. Thank y'all for tuning in.